Alright. We are back here. Current day is day 7. Current event is day 7?
Yeah, once you actually get into the route, because it's not like every day, they're called events because they're things that like happen instead of just days.
But days are things that happen. Anyways, to recap, the last time that we checked our diary, we were super sad because we got ice cream. And so, you know, and also being, you know, a vague blogger about it. So, then we forgot that we had a diary, but Hannah remembered and Hannah wrote. And so, let's recap what happened the last couple of episodes.
Dear Diary, the normal Boots guys seem like a really odd bunch, but I don't mind being around them. It's weird that I get so many stares just for sitting with them at a table, but it's kind of nice to get people looking at me with interest instead of with hatred. I wonder how long we can keep this up. A model? Me? Jared must be out of his mind. He seems to think I'm pretty or something, but that's just not true. And I'm definitely not of a high enough caliber to be a model. I'm not tall, and my chest is flat, and thinking about this is just making me miserable. I might as well throw the card away. Shane was surprisingly nice yesterday, even though he was such a jerk earlier. I can't seem to pin him down. Does he hate me or not? And if so, why? Mai thinks I've got a crush on someone, but I don't think I'm there yet. Someone's piqued my interest, but are Paul and Jared really friends? They seemed really angry during that fight. Paul's so sincere about being student council president. It must be really important to him. I never pegged him for a bleeding heart, but it's kind of cute. And how can Jared have such confidence with his IBKs? Gerard? What did I say, Jared?
You said Jared.
Whatever. Too similar of names.
I mean, Jared definitely has hella fucking confidence.
I don't even want to talk about Shane.
Alright, so that's the
We
last
are
bit.
caught up.
Because Hannah is back to being a vague blogger. Just a reminder that last time we betrayed everyone's trust by touching the golden boots.
Dun dun dun.
You know, we fucked up bad.
We done hecked up. That was mostly my fault.
Alright. Saturday dawned bright and harsh. The cloudy light outside mirrored my gloomy mood as I quickly dressed and woke up Mai.
Hey!
Mai, it's time to get up.
Why?
Because the sun rose? The video game competition, remember? We're playing Stupendous Stomping Sisters today. Mai shot straight up out of her bed.
Oh my god! Jared! I can hang out with Jared today!
She catapulted from the top of her bunk bed and sprinted out into the hallway. I heard crashes and shrieks as she massacred the other girls to get into the bathroom.
Now it's Yandere Simulator.
Now it's Yandere Simulator. The sun slowly rose through the window. Everything would be just fine, right? Soon Mai returned, fully dressed and raring to go.
Come on, Hannah, let's go!
She grabbed my hand and dragged me out into the campus commons.
So thirsty.
So thirsty. Her incessant tugging hurt, but I followed her silently. Even more strangely, she wasn't talking either. Our nerves have gotten the better of us both. We wandered the halls of the boys' dorm, making our way to 402. The dormitory itself smelled awful, like stale Dorito chips. I wondered how I never noticed it, and realized this was the first time I came on a weekend. Rather than wandering campus all day for classes and clubs, most people were sleeping in or hanging out in their rooms.
Ew, boys are smelly and gross.
Scientific evidence. Mai slowed down as we climbed the stairs, staring at the floor. The closer we got, the slower we progressed. We opened up the 4th floor door and crossed the hall. Finally, we stood in front of PBG and John's store.
You should knock.
What? Me? You should knock. You got here first. You're the one who has actual fucking confidence.
Yeah, but you're their friend.
Well, you know them better.
But you've got pink hair.
Fuck, man. God damn it, this is serious. Friendship fucking over. Hannah and Mai split for life. Is there a problem, ladies?
We both froze. Sense of ham wafted through the air.
Excuse me. Narrator, me.
Sorry.
We both froze. Sense of ham wafted through the air. That would be Jared's cologne.
Jared!
Good morning.
Hello, ladies. Is there something wrong with the door?
Oh, no, we were just...
Oh, we didn't want to wake them up, in case they were still sleeping. Jared let out a low-throated laugh. I don't think they'd mind having you wake them up. Maya's eyes almost rolled into the back of her head. Here, allow me. He leaned between us and tapped on the door. He was surprisingly tall, and being some 10 inches shorter than him, he towered over me. He looked down at me and winked.
Wink, wonk.
Wink, wink, wink. The door flew open.
Hey.
Hey guys, glad you could make it. We'll be a bit squished in here, but it's better than nothing.
What? We couldn't get the classroom this year? I jumped. Shane stood behind me, expressionless. I didn't even see him come.
Yeah, it turns out Hidden Block decided to book it for the same day. Wonder what for?
John snorted somewhere in the background. I'm not sure your room is better than nothing.
Oh, snap. Oh, Shane with the zingers.
That wasn't a zinger.
Are you just gonna stand outside or are you coming in?
We stepped through the threshold, fully and completely entering PBG. Boy territory. We were out of our element.
You were in here like yesterday. Why is this suddenly terrifying?
Because now there's boys in here, but PBG doesn't count because he's totally the childhood friendo. Mai had never been in the room before, and she glanced at the walls, shelves, and desks like a manic squirrel. Her eyes gleamed like a robot, and I had the sneaking suspicion that she was a robot.
Stop!
And she was making note of what she saw for her own nefarious purposes, though what they were, I had no idea. Rather, I didn't want to know.
What's up?
Go on, take a seat anywhere.
I looked to my left and saw boxers lying on a desk chair. Blood shot into my face. Were they panties? PBG followed my gaze and turned red.
Let me clean up a bit.
Pigsty. Do they have pigsties in England? Everything in America is derivative of England. But what about Japan? What the fuck about Japan? But we're in Japan. Shane looked at me blankly.
Man, we're so lucky our Wii U has 8-player Stomp.
Just a reminder that "we" is French for weed. Didn't you see that translation note?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've had more experience in French than I have. Did I get it wrong?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shame. Your line.
Tu ne parles pas français, c'est bon? I might have said that incorrectly. I only had like a year and a half.
You told me I don't speak French, which is
No.
what my...
You don't speak French. Don't speak French well. That's what I said.
I did tell you about the time that my brother went to France.
Yes.
And,
yes, I have. I don't remember this story.
He had only taken a little bit of French, and he didn't remember much of it, but he remembered, parlez-vous français, and he's like, yeah, no, I can make that negative, and so he remembered how to say, je ne parle français. So he told everyone that he met in France, you don't speak French. Not I don't speak French. You don't speak French. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but you don't speak French, ma'am. And was basically the most asshole-ish American.
I think they probably got, oh, this is just an idiot who doesn't speak French. I don't think they thought he actually didn't think they spoke French. Also, stop playing with the door. It sounds so weird on the recording.
Also, it's your line.
I'm excited to crush you, Shane.
John sucks.
A+ voice acting. I don't think that's going to happen.
Hey.
Hello. Guess who's here? Gerard entered without knocking, a bright smile on his face.
Hold on. What?
Aw, man. Shane got here before me. Did you fail to see me leave?
Yeah, whatever.
I was, hoping you were in the bathroom or something. Doing something, sketch.
Stop!
We brought extra controllers. Does nobody knock around here? No, why would we? Like, is Nick even... I don't even know if Nick has words anymore, if he's just like... To be polite?
Girls and their ridiculous social constructs.
What? An intricate knock clattered through the entryway, and I pointed towards the door in defiance. See? Someone knocks.
Good morning.
Hello, I brought bagels. Figured we didn't want a repeat of last year.
My stomach grumbled, and she turned red.
That's what I thought.
Ah, that's my husband.
What?
You're perfect.
You're the best partner anyone could ask for. You truly are the best of us.
Can't you just ask for one normally?
Wink.
No. No wink there. I brought enough for everyone.
Jared leaned his head against Thatch's shoulder, then turned to whisper into his ear, then gazed lovingly into his eyes, and give him a kiss.
No.
I knew I could trust you.
Okay, well then, everybody pick a place to sit. We'll hand out bagels and then we'll get started.
I scuttled to the side of the room, against PBG's bed and next to my. We'd been sitting with him at lunch, but it wasn't until just now that I realized how crazy having all the normal Boots guys in one room could be. 9 adolescent men in one room. Not to mention all friends, all part of the same club, and all dudes. It's kind of sexist. The personalities mingled in different ways, and I almost couldn't focus over the myriad inside jokes, shouting voices, and flailing limbs. That is, until the character selection screen came on. In the blink of an eye, the controllers were gone. PPG glanced over at me, and noticing that I didn't have one, offered me his, because he is a gentleman and my childhood friendo. No, really, I'm not good at these kind of games.
There's no way you're worse than me, or Jamie for that matter. Also, for people at home, I'm just dancing along to this music the whole time. Just please picture that.
Seeing as he didn't want to take no for an answer, I grabbed the controller and selected my character, Kirby. He was cute and bouncy, and even though he didn't seem super powerful, he looked like an easy enough character for a beginner to grasp. Although, there was something in the eyes and beak that seemed a little...
Is everybody ready?
I swallowed hard, the controller already slippery from my sweat. I never played Stomp before, though I watched others do so. I looked at the
It's
buttons
Super
on...
Smash Bros. Get it?
I got it. No,
Yeah.
I got the fucking thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's a Wii U instead of a Wii U.
yeah.
It's a Mario Kart instead of Mario Kart. These references are so subtle. I don't know if you got them.
Just gonna cut that and the rest of Mary's dialogue out of this video.
Excuse you.
I looked at the buttons on the controller, trying to guess
That would
what...
make for a very fractured episode. Just only Helen and things. Just obviously, like, people are just gonna think that we had like a horrifying falling out, and you just can't stand the sound of my voice anymore.
That was episode 2, remember?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've had, I think, like, what, 3 different, like, friendship ending events during this series so far?
Yeah, you know, not as bad as the friendship ending event that's gonna happen once Hana hooks up with Jared, am I right? Anyways.
So is that for sure the route we're doing? Have you decided?
We'll see. We'll see where fate takes us. In the meantime, I looked at the buttons on the controller, trying to guess at what button did what. One of the top buttons probably jumped. Obviously, the analog stick moved the character. They selected a stage, something with cute little houses and smallish animals bopping around in the background, and the countdown began. There were buttons on the back that clicked when you hit them, but I didn't know what they did. 3. Oh, there was a weird blue button on the top right, but not on the left. 2. And another analog stick? Was that for the camera? How could we all control the camera at once? 1. Oh no. Go. Die, Shane, die! Die, my ears, die. What the hell? Attack everyone, not just me.
But you're my mortal enemy. Josh, what was that for? I wasn't even fighting you. You were wide open and death waits for no one. You're next. I'm having way too much fun.
I've noticed. The battle began, and in a display of slight mercy, the boys left me alone to wander the field and get a sense of my character. Oh, that does jump. I hit the jump button again, and again, and again, watching my character float higher and higher towards the sky. I can fly! My joy was cut short as a Noki ball emerged from nowhere and pegged my pink blob in the eye. I fell off the side of the screen, and despite trying to jump back up, it wouldn't let me. Why? Would you hurt me like this? Anyways, so Nick, Toby can kind of hover for a while, but eventually he gets too full of air and has to land. Otherwise, he'd be too OP. Oh. When in doubt, down B. Down B? In the commotion of the match, curses and death threats mixing with the clack of controllers, nobody was listening to what Nick was saying. The key to getting someone to hear you in this commotion, it seemed, was speaking with an excessively nasally voice and shouting their name at the beginning of your sentence. Gerard! Satch! That's not Jared. Satch. That's Jared. Satch! I found as my pink little blob fell back onto the map. Following Nick's advice, I hit down B. A cloud appeared around my pink guy, and he became a rock. What? I don't understand. What's the physics of this? What would a rock do? I repeated the move multiple times, always turning into a rock of some sort on the ground, never hurting anybody near me. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the ground, and Toby flew into the air just as I hit down B. No! To my surprise, he formed into a rock and fell directly onto John's head. His Nario was sent flying off the screen and died. I killed John Tron.
You're on my shit list.
Well, fuck. That is actually very wrong. But,
no one cares.
You know, point is, I apologized, but in Japanese because, you know, I'm cute and anime like that. It didn't take long after that for me to die 5 pitiful painful deaths. Pitiful, painful deaths. I'm gonna try that It didn't take long after that for me to die 5 pitiful, painful deaths. But as my little Toby tumbled off the screen for the 6th and final time, a small surge of pride hit me. I killed John. The Jontron. Even if by accident, that's still a manslaughter charge. I handed my controller to Mai and sat back, completely satisfied. If it weren't for the fact that it was Mai's turn, I'd jump back in, eager to find other strategies for murdering my friends. Murdering my friends. And potentially stirring up a hit list a mile long. So this was the joy of games.
Murdering your friends is pretty fun.
So, just like to recap, Hana had issues at her last school because she was bullied after murdering all of her friends. After literally murdering all of her friends. After playing a few rounds, the official tournament started. People played one-on-one matches against each other, slowly thinning out the competition over time. Mai went before me and was rather unfairly pitted against Jared. Every blow he doled out to her was, in her mind, some form of actual physical contact. At least, judging by the way she shivered when she was hit, it was. She's into some kinky shit. And unsurprisingly, she died almost immediately. This is why you need to kink shame your friends, ladies and gentlemen, so that this doesn't come upon them so suddenly and tragically. I was the last person set to go against PBG. The others chuckled as we were past the controllers. Don't worry, Hana. PBG's the easiest of all of us. You're bound to beat him.
Aw, come on, guys. Don't worry, Hana. I'll go easy on you.
I nodded as PBG picked up the most level playing field and tried not to cry at the clear condescension, you know, in pretty much every action he was taking against me.
Yeah, because trying to be nice, how dare he?
I know, what a bitch. Anyways, he picked out the most level playing field.
Do.
A small
Sorry.
platform floating out in space. Are you playing a game while we're playing a game?
No, definitely not.
She is playing a game while we are playing a game.
I might have a touch of ADD, and I have to have something to do with my hands.
Here, this costs way too much money. Press buttons.
What is it?
It's an eye clicker. You use them in college, and they cost too much money and are useless, but teachers don't want to actually learn names to take attendance, so instead they make you buy that for $35. Hey everyone.
This is literally just buttons.
It is literally just buttons. The match started, and PBG graciously held his players still.
Go ahead and test your moves.
You're a great friend.
Ah, that's real nice of you, PBG.
Yeah, real nice.
I tested my moves, and while doing so, my hand brushed against the yellow stick. Kirby did a menacing low kick, and my eyebrows raised. That looked powerful. I like power.
Ready to go?
I think so. PBG charged at me across the screen, and when he came close enough for me to hit, I pushed the yellow stick in his direction. He flew across the screen. My mouth fell open. PBG grit his teeth.
I see how it is. No more Mr. Nice Guy then.
God, I hate nice guy. Like nice guy syndrome. Is he gonna complain about being friend zoned now? I partially doubted that PBG had a non-nice bone in his body, but the match had begun. It was a long battle, a surprisingly long battle. This is where I just edit in, like 30 fucking minutes of silence, right? You
How
know,
about no?
yeah, no, 30 fucking minutes of silence. That sounds like a really good way to get views. Trust me. We seemed to be evenly matched, right up until the very end, when I smashed him off the screen with Kirby's hammer.
What?
I set the controller down quietly, not particularly happy about having crushed PBG in my second ever match of Stump. PBG nodded solemnly.
I guess I lost then.
Whoa!
Damn, Hana, that was some natural born talent right there. I don't really think so. Anyway, the next match is Shane versus Paul. PBG remained quiet for a while after that. We all politely ignored his sobbing. It wasn't until the third round that he joined in again, cheering with the rest of the guys. My match rolled around, but this time I was against Jared, and this time I lost in only a few minutes. I set the controller down again, happy to no longer have responsibility over the life and death of inanimate pixels. As I did so, I saw Paul lean in to whisper something to Shane, whose eyes flew wide open, then his face shut down. Over my dead body. Their eyes slid to me, and I looked away. Threesome?
No.
They were talking about me, weren't they? Clearly a threesome. I scooted over to Mai, feeling more comfortable near her than any of the other guys because I'm a lesbian. We cheered for Jared right up until the very end. He lost to a supernaturally agile Shane, who was seemingly being fueled by the rage of 1,000 demonic toddlers.
That is an oddly specific reference. Everyone, that was a great round. It looks like we're even better shape than last year.
Except for PBG, who fucking bit the dust.
Well, all of us except PBG. That was uncalled for. Totally deserved. Anyways, I'm tired, so get out of my room, please.
He kicks PBG out too. He's lost the privilege of being John Tron's roommate. He's too shit at game. Was beat by girl.
I don't think that's the part he has an issue with.
Is definitely the part he has an issue with. He grinned broadly, not finding anything wrong with how he summarily dismissed us. Mai and I gathered our things and left the room with the others, who, laughing and joking, dispersed in all different directions. Together, we shuffled home. We fell through the doorway, exhausted, with barely enough energy to change into our PJs. Mai leaped onto her bed with a happy sigh.
Oh, Hana, I'm so glad you came to Asagao.
As if this couldn't have happened without me here. Mai shoved her face into her pillow and emitted a muffled reply. Yeah, whatever you say. I fell onto my bed, staring at the rungs that kept Mai and her mattress from collapsing onto me and smothering me to death with her sexiness. That was really fun. Video games are fun, Mai.
Really?
Really?
She shuffled around on top of her bed.
I mean, I thought it was okay. It was passable. Don't know if I call it super fun or anything.
Really?
No? I loved it. She chuckled.
Seems like you found your calling.
I'm sure I have. Yeah, no, Hana, sorry. Hana, get fucking wrecked. Like, these kids have been playing video games since they were like 3. You can't just walk in here being like, oh, what's this? It's, you know, Mario Brothers, Stomp, whatever, and, you know, that's not how you game. Gaming is a lifestyle. Like, you have to start gaming.
How about you
have
stop?
to be raised gaming. You have to breathe gaming. You have to, like, literally be named after a Zelda character to be any good at fucking gaming. Hate fake gamer girls.
Remember how we're not going to contribute to the stereotypes of females being fake video gamers?
Mary, we're literally playing video games right now. I think we're breaking the stereotype.
I don't care. We'll fight you.
Above me, Mai yawned.
Let's just go to sleep.
Mai yawned.
Let's go to sleep. I'm exhausted.
Smiling, I got up and turned out our light.
Good night.
Good night, Hana.
Good night, Mai. As the chill weather of early spring faded and warmth stretched across Asagao, I itched to go outside. With Satch's book in hand, I took to the streets. Since many people realized how rare this moment was, most of the usual benches and grassy spots were taken. I kept walking until I came to the soccer field. There's a practice game being held, and PPG and his friend Jeff were running across the field. Being a skirmish, the bleachers were almost completely empty. Students scattered the shiny metal seats, but there was more than enough room for me. In one swift motion, practiced many times over my life, I sat down, spun my backpack into the space next to me, and pulled out my book. I was nearly done with it, and I wanted to see if I could finish it today. It was due a few days ago, so I was under pressure. I had a pause in my reading and looked up to watch PBG on the field. A shock of color at the base of the bleachers caught my eye. It looked like some kind of metallic candy wrapper, and a pang of annoyance struck me. There's more fucking robots? There was a trash can nearby. Why litter? But as I jumped down the steps of the bleacher and nearly slipped off one, it became clear that it wasn't trash. The colors changed as
Not like I was.
the colors changed as the angle of the light did. It was the chosen gem, the magic gem, and I was its princess. It was an iridescent purple figurine. Itty, bitty, and a kitty. Oh my god, Hana just found ecstasy! Was it Gerard's? He was the only person I knew who collected them. I held it up to the nearest student who shook his head. He didn't want, like, any of that shit.
Stop!
I was free for a while. Gerard was really into the IBK scene, so if it wasn't his, he'd probably know who it belonged to. The fucking narc. One problem. I had no idea where his room was. Probably in the boys' dorm, but conveniently at that moment, PPG ran off the field to get a drink. I approached him, holding the kitty in front of myself like a talisman.
Hey.
Hey, PPG, do you know Gerard's room number? I think he dropped this. I held the kitty up again, and it glimmered in the sun, much like PPG just now, with all of his physical activity.
See, I forgot that line was in there, so I thought you were just making shit up, but nope, that's actually what it says.
No, Hana's actually just, like, starting to get thirsty. It's a hot day, what can you say?
Oh, Gerard was just here. It has to be his. I asked him to bring me my goalie gloves. I wasn't ready to take McJones' place today. His room is right across from mine.
Oh, great, thank you so much.
Hey,
Do you remember who the fuck Jeff was?
I think he's new.
No, he, like, cause he he
Whatever.
invited,
You do it.
no, he invited, PBG to, like, soccer. And
Yeah, I think you did it.
Hurry up, PBG. PBG groaned. It wasn't much of a break.
see ya.
Gotta go. Good luck.
He took a huge gulp from his water bottle and then poured the rest on his head and jumped back into the game. His teammates patted him on the back as he rejoined them. I placed the IBK into my uniform's Lilliputian.
Lilliputian?
in my uniform's thesaurus pocket and headed to Bluebell.
The uniform's what pocket?
Thesaurus. As I entered Bluebell House, a passing boy frowned at me. Was I even?
Typos happen.
No, they don't. Like, this game, like, you know, I was kind of liking this game. This is an okay game, but fuck that. Like, 0 out of 10, worst game ever. Anyways, was I
even allowed to be here by myself? If you're not gonna shut up, I will to narrate for you.
I shook my head. There was no time to be afraid. Today, I had a mission. Da 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 da. I don't know mission music. Just as PPG said, there was a door right across his room. I knocked and fished the IBK from my pocket. Fuck, I fucked up. Shane answered the door, not at all pleased to see me. Hi, Shane, how are you? Still British? He was Gerard's roommate? Why was he Gerard's roommate? I tried to laugh to diffuse the situation, but it was weak. Like my backbone. I felt like I was only making things worse. I didn't know what went on in Shane's mind. My mind reading worked so well on everyone else. He looked at the IBK in my hands. Gerard should be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'll just wait in the common room. When he gets back, can you tell him to try and find me?
The ever-shifting accent of Shane.
Yeah. Don't accent Shane me.
I mean, you sounded so good, like, the first, like, word you said, and then it was just steeply downhill from there.
Aw, thanks for complimenting my first words. I could read downstairs. Even if it took Gerard an hour to get back, I could keep myself occupied. Shane sighed, in British, and leaned against the door. In British. I could tell him, but it would be much easier if you waited in here. He put his hand out, gesturing me inside. All right, thanks. I entered the room and stood smack in the middle of it. Shane plopped onto a chair in front of what must have been his desk. I sat down in what I assumed to be Gerard's chair on the opposite side. Let's see. Just gonna take a second to examine this room. Yeah, Gerard's a weeb fuck. Shane has no personality.
He's got a drawing thing set up.
Oh yeah, he's an edgy artist. Gonna ask him to show me all of his OCs and DeviantArt. Shane swiveled around and started to click something on his laptop. Seeing as he wasn't much for small talk, I returned to observing the room. The room was well decorated, one could say. It's got the same like 2 posters that have been in everyone's rooms, except for ours because we need shirtless dudes in our room.
And cats.
Well, and cats, yes. The room was well decorated, one could say. There were a lot of itty-bitty kitties, each arranged neatly with its brethren of similar design. Every empty space not filled with school-related objects was covered by the pads of a cute little cat, or at least the sealed box of one. Even parts of Shane's shelves had IBK on them. I had to admit, it was kind of endearing. Something about the dedication required was sweet.
Hey.
Do you collect itty-bitty kitties too? Not really. The Gerards, I don't mind. I see. It's kind of niche. I'm surprised you're into them. Oh, no, I don't collect them. I just found this one on the side of the field. PPG said Gerard was there earlier, so I came to find out whether it was his. I like the implication that Shane just, like, saw Hannah outside the door holding, like, an itty-bitty kitty, and just immediately was like, oh, he's, you know, she's here for some shady drug deal with Gerard. Okay, you can wait here, I guess. I'm not letting go of the ecstasy thing.
Why? Why did you grab onto that in the first place?
Because I read an article saying that, like, 30% of ecstasy pills come in kid-friendly shapes.
I have so many questions.
It's not because it's, like, pro tip, drug dealers are not trying to sell ecstasy to kids. They're trying to sell ecstasy to hipsters. Like, actually, that's the reasoning. So they have, like, Mickey Mouse and Teddy Bear and shit. I don't care.
Just keep going. I didn't mean I had questions about why they're shaped like that. I had questions about you finding this article and why you were reading it that I'm not going to ask because other things are more important.
It was in the newsfeed. My hastiness to disown the figure did not go unnoticed by Shane, who made a face at me. If it's not Gerard's, he'll probably know whose it is, right? It's probably Gerard's. I smoothed my thumb over the plastic kitty absent-mindedly. Shane returned to whatever he was doing online, and I conversed with the figure in my hand. Who's a pretty kitty? Who's a pretty kitty? You are.
Where is Lev?
I don't know. Lev isn't here. My pretty kitty is not in here.
He's still like got like kitten soft fur.
Oh god, it's so kitten
He's
soft.
so cute.
I'm not allergic to cats, but I feel like I am because I'm just like breathing in this fine fur and it's coating the inside of my throat.
I am allergic to cats, and it's horrifying, but
every time
adorable.
I cuddle him. Gerard came back about 2 minutes later.
Hey, Shane.
Hey Shane, and Hannah? He held 2 coffees in his hands. Suddenly he turned pink. And what are you two doing in here? Alone. Together. Naked.
No. 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 Helen, no.
We're not doing anything. Hannah was looking for you.
Really?
Really? How can I help, Hannah? He gave a coffee to Shane and offered the other one to me. Aw, how selfless. Here, take mine. I would have gotten you one too if I knew you had came here. That's really nice of you, but no thanks. I just came to see if this is yours. For what felt like the 10th time in the last half hour, I displayed the itty-bitty kitty.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
You sound like the Kool-Aid Man.
Wow, that's so insulting. Like, Gerard is just doing his best here, Mary.
Yeah, no. You are the one doing all the horrible things. This
No,
is
no,
not Gerard's fault.
This is totally Gerard's fault. Gerard almost dropped his coffee as he leaped forward. I lost this today. Where did you find it? I'm not sure what happened to his voice there. He was really worried. It was near the field. PPG told me you were there earlier, so I wanted to give it back to you. I handed the figure to Gerard, who looked about ready to kiss it. And me.
You're the best.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. You didn't have to do this, but you did. And I don't know what I would have done without you. It wasn't any trouble at all. It looked pretty rare.
They're special.
It's not as rare as you think, but it's still very special to me. Like you are. I'm so glad you were the one to find it. My love. I shouldn't have been so careless. And don't beat yourself up about it. What matters now is that you have it back, and we have each other. Maybe zip up your pockets next time.
I'm gonna be back. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, I will fake your voices with the robots.
Oh god.
I promise.
You bet I'll take a load of precautions to make sure this never happens again. He placed it delicately on the shelf with other kitties that had the same iridescent properties. Gerard looked at me while I viewed his hard-earned assemblage.
Right.
Oh, duh. Gerard, you dummy. How rude of me not to at least introduce you to the kittens. Sorry. In this room I have 247 itty-bitty kitties of every shape and size. This is the newest set, the Catastrophes. They're a band. They're really popular right now. I traded my rare extras for these the other day. The one you brought back to me. Thank God. It's from a set of 4 that are called Opalescents. Currently, they're the only shinies. They were so pretty. My gaze fixed upon them. I'm just missing the last opalescent. It's a purple one. Princess Pumpernickel. I've tried everywhere, but no one has them in stock. But there's only 3 copies in the world, so I guess it's not really surprising, you know? It's more surprising that I managed to get these ones. I have one of the most complete collections in the world. I'm kind of a big deal. People think that the Kitties Company gives me the newest figures, but I earn all of my IBK. I can tell this took a lot of hard work. I'm amazed at how much effort you've put into this. Like how much effort I'm putting into his voice. Like that's actually kind of difficult. I might have made a mistake. Don't tell Mary I said that. He sighed heavily and sat down on his bed.
Completed.
Thanks, Hannah. I just wish I could, get that last figure. I could finish my collection and the kitties would have all their friends together in one piece.
I wish I could help.
Don't worry about Hannah. You've already done too much. This is my battle to face. I started to say face, then I realized it was fight. This is my battle to fight. Oops.
I nodded, then glanced at my watch.
See you later.
Oh, I should go. I really wanted to finish my book today. That is the lamest excuse on the goddamn planet, Hannah. Fuck. I'm gonna use that one next time. But if you ever need help, I'm here. I stood up, then waved to the both of them.
Bye.
Bye, Hannah. Thanks again. Wink.
Bye.
See ya. Thankfully, I managed to finish my book. It took more time than I expected, though, and by the time I got back to my room, it was dark outside. When I opened the door to my room, the lights were off. I flicked them on, and the huddled form of Mai, hugging a stuffed purple bear, appeared on her bed.
I've returned just in time.
I'm back. You're back. Mai glanced at me, then buried her face again in her bear. Was she sulking? It was unlike her to be so not Genki. Are you okay? That doesn't sound very daijobu.
You fucking weeb.
Look, I haven't had, like, that much opportunity for Japanese lessons in here, and, like, how else am I going to keep the educational tag on these videos, Mary?
Have you been putting an educational tag on these videos?
No, but I realized I should have been. Mai glanced at me again, her face a light shade of pink, like she was holding her breath. She wanted to ask me something, to confess her love to me. You know, you can tell me anything. You've helped me out a lot, so it's the least I can do in return. Right?
Stop.
Blink, 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 blink. Besides, we're friends. Almost girlfriends. Mai sighed and threw the bear on the floor, where it lay as if screaming in agony. Mai, are you okay?
It's not fair.
She sighed again.
I know it's terrible to think like this, but even though I'm really happy for you getting to be friends with those guys, it's just not fair.
Those guys, who? The Normal Boots Club? But they're lame as fuck.
It's just that I've been a fan of them for so long, and I've loved Jared forever, and then you come here out of the blue with your pink hair, and just like that, you're friends.
She snapped her fingers in front of her face. She also seems to forget that, like, just like that, we're friends. Like, I became friends with Mai as quickly as I became friends with the Normal Boots
Yeah,
Club.
but you're also, like, in close proximity with her, like, 90% of the time. That makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose.
But here I've been trying this whole time, and Jared didn't even know my name. I know I'm being stupid, and I feel bad, but I still...
Oh, Mai, you are being stupid and you should feel bad.
Stop!
You goddamn bitch. All you care about is popularity. Jeez, like, stop being so shallow, and maybe you'll get real friends.
I will fight you.
Okay, see. So this is definitely the un-Hana choice right here.
Are you actually going to tell my some friend you are?
No, that would hurt too much. I'm gonna go with it's understandable. Like, I want to be comforting, like, they're your friends too, but, you know, I also don't want to just be dismissive of her feelings and her issues. So, you know, camaraderie, just, you know, gelling, chilling, being girlfriends.
Stop.
I didn't know what else to say.
Yeah, well,
She scratched her head, avoiding my eyes.
thanks for understanding, I guess. I'll try my best to get over it.
Okay, let me know if I can do anything, I guess.
I will. Thanks, Hana.
No, thanks for telling me. Mai leaned off her bed and picked up the bear, patting its head. She chuckled. We smiled at each other. Even though it was awkward, it seemed like everything was fine.
You did good. You did good.
Mai really was a good friend. Aw, what a good bunch of pixels. Good job, Mai.
Shush.
Good pixels. Despite our slight confrontation last night, Mai was peppy as usual the next day. It seemed like there was no reason for me to worry, but that didn't mean I didn't.
Me, always, all the time, constantly.
We have established that Hana has social anxiety. The bell rang and class started. Shizuka-sensei wrote origami flowers on the board in ornate script, and then turned to glare at the class. The flower festival is only a few days away. It's time again to start folding flowers to sell for the school. We do this every year, We do this every year, guys. I don't want to hear any groans. You're free to write me an essay on the importance of these funds for the school if you'd rather not participate. A few students rolled their eyes, but I smiled. It sounded kind of fun, and I hadn't folded origami in years, not since my weeaboo mother died and stopped making me fold origami Sasuke's.
What?
I'm handing out practice sheets because
Is that a reference to an anime, or is that a real thing?
Sasuke?
Yeah.
Like Sasuke from Naruto?
Okay, that's what I was... I was wondering if you said it slightly differently than I'm used to hearing it pronounced, so I was wondering...
Sasuke! He's really cool. Is that how I'm supposed to pronounce it?
No. I just meant... I wasn't sure if that was an actual origami thing or not, okay?
I mean, I don't think so either.
I'm used to hearing it pronounced Sasuke, okay? Just calm the fuck down.
I'm handing out practice sheets because I know how bad you guys are at origami. I'm only going to teach you once, so pay attention. Shizuka-sensei returned to the front of the class, picking an ornate green paper. As she instructed the class, I realized that these were the most basic version of origami flowers.
Just like mine was a basic bitch.
Yeah, just like mine was a basic bitch, and I was already familiar with them. I folded my practice paper with ease while Shizuka roamed the room, helping the students who struggled to follow along. These creases are weak. Kindergarteners could do better than this. Hell, my ex could do better than this. Sadness passed across Shizuka-sensei's face. She turned to the boy next to her and slammed her hand on his desk. You need to be better. Be better for everyone's sake. It seemed like quite a few students were having trouble. I went to the front of the class to get some new paper, passing John on the way back to my seat. His paper caught my eye.
Hey,
You folded this the wrong way, you bitch. You basic noob. Your flower is going to be narrow if you keep going.
I'll be honest with you, Hana. I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me.
He kind of looked like he was about to cry. I knelt by his desk, unfolding and refolding his paper.
This looks perfect. You're so good at origami. Did you have to make flowers at your old school, too?
No, I used to do origami a lot when I was younger. I guess muscle memory just kicked in. Thanks, though.
Really?
Really? What an odd skill to have.
We are still in Japan. Like, we're still in Japan. God. Is it?
Please.
John clasped a hand around my wrist. For a second, I thought that said waist. I'm like, oh man, we're moving fast. But no, just my wrist.
Stay with me. Help me.
Sure, if you need it.
I knew I could count on you. Thanks, Hana. You're a goddess.
I spent the entire rest of the class period slowly doling out lessons to John and PBG. I offered to help Shane, but he turned away from me, instead watching over John's shoulder and being British. I kept my movements large and exaggerated so he could see too.
But I thought he was good at origami.
It was nice to feel useful. I want him to see how good I am at origami so that he can realize that I'm on another level than him.
Oh, of course.
And that he should back off. Showed him. Showed the whole goddamn class. Anyways, it was nice to feel useful. When class was over, I headed back to the dorms with Mai. We had a long night ahead of us, filled with homework and the possible reward of chocolate ice cream should we finish on time. But before I got far, someone called my name. Hana! Jeff? Is everything okay? Hey, the Normal Boots Club has a meeting today, and PPG forgot to take his soccer uniform with him. He held up a blue and gold uniform. He won't have much time to change before practice if he doesn't have this, and I have to run down to the field. Can you take it for me?
Of course we can.
Mai grabbed the uniform from Jeff. Awesome, thanks. He dashed towards the field. Mai turned to me, victory running through her face.
Yay!
Finally! A chance to see Jared in his element.
What nerd?
Come on, Hana, we've got to hurry.
We approached the Normal Boots club room, hearts thumping nervously. Last time we were here, we fucked up. At least, I assumed Mai's was. Judging by the way she was fidgeting like a hummingbird on acid, it was. We stepped up to the door and were about to knock when I heard my name on someone's lips. Do-do-do-do-do. Don't mind that. Hana. I froze and turned to Mai. Her face was lit, and she pressed a finger to her lips. Also, I'd like to point out that it's like incredibly likely, if this was Japan and they were speaking Japanese, that they were just talking about the goddamn flower festival. Because for like the 8th time.
Yes, we know. Hana means flower.
And flower means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. She leaned in closer to the door,
what?
and I followed suit.
I'm okay. Dude, I think it's fine. What do you think she's going to do to us? You need to calm down.
But it's so pink. No one has hair like that.
People can't choose their hair color, Shane. It's a really poor reason to judge someone.
I know, but I don't trust people with pink hair. You know there's more to it than just the color. Don't deny it. Weird things always happen around people with pink hair. Shane, who the fuck hurt you?
Sure, but they're not dangerous.
Aren't they? My heart sank. I stepped away from the door, unwilling to hear more.
Hana.
I held up my hand and shook my head. Why? Why did my pink hair always ruin all of my friendships? Just when I thought I was beginning to win Shane over. Was this how he truly felt about me? And my hair? I'm heading back.
But
I stepped past her, walking as quickly as I could back to the dorms. Luckily, I didn't pass anyone on my way back. I didn't think I could manage small talk without bursting into tears after what happened. I kicked off my shoes and went to set my backpack down by my desk, passing the mirror. I paused as I did so, turning to the mirror, evaluating myself on a whole new level. So much grief. My hair caused me so much grief over the course of my life. Now, for some reason, Shane thought I was suspicious. What kind of, like, spy would have pink hair? Just, like, out of curiosity.
It's funny you should mention that.
I mean, besides, like, one-shotting Kite. By the way, Kite is a bad movie, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, I think I've actually heard people, I've, like, never actually seen it, but I've, like, heard it talked about before.
It's based off of a, hentai anime. With rape. And porn. Anyways, I smoothed my hair with my hands.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that whole sentence. Let's just keep going.
You're gonna have a hard time with our next game, Mary. I smoothed my hair with my hands, the shortness of it catching me by surprise. It was softer when it was long. With a sigh, I turned away and collapsed onto my bed, hugging Usagi-san to my chest. Should I dye my hair, Usagi-san? I raised him up, staring into his glassy eyes. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want my weeaboo mother to roll in her grave. I rolled onto my side, squeezing Usagi-san to my chest. Satch said it himself. You don't choose your natural hair color. The directors do.
So, okay, do you know what's kind of do you remember that, like, post that went around Tumblr a while ago of, like, just what if some people are just born with, like, wildly colored hair and it just means they're destined to be a main character? That's literally this universe. People with pink hair, like, just kind of are special and no one is entirely sure why.
That is dumb.
I love it
dumb and
so
anime
much.
as fuck.
I love it so much.
Usagi-san was small against me, and I smiled at him. At least he still liked me. Shaking my head, I went to my desk. I had better things to do than mope. Like homework.
Okay, it makes me think of that ghost stories? Is that the anime that's like the terrible dub?
Yes.
Like, my mom, my dead mother. Now do you feel bad about making fun?
Yep.
Basically, Hana. You're still studying, Hana?
I took my headphones out of my ears and turned to Mai. Our plans for that evening were postponed, and I silently thanked her for not pushing me to keep to them. I wasn't in the mood anymore. Yeah, it's only been a few hours.
You haven't moved since I left the room last.
She climbed her bed and dangled her hands off the side.
At least take a break, okay?
Well,
Take a break. Take a rest.
Oh my god,
Take
no.
a rest. Also pink. Well, I have been meaning to return the book I checked out.
It's from an anime. Freaks me out.
From a great anime. It
What's
was
it called again?
Paranoia Agent.
There
It's
we
the
go.
only TV series directed by Satoshi Kon, who died too soon. Satoshi Kon. Rest in peace. It was overdue, and I had to do it at some point. I was going to do it today, but after what happened, it was the last thing I wanted. That didn't make it any less overdue, though.
Go do that. Meet me at dinner afterward. If you're going to spend the rest of your life studying, at least be nutritionalized.
Way to make up words, Mai. A+.
Speaking of nutritionalized, I'm hungry, but there's not enough food to feed me, apparently.
Oh, is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Very sad. I still have
Single tear.
I still have a sad frozen dinner. Connor has pizzas. You can probably buy one off of him.
Anyway.
I stretched, bending backwards to apologize to my back for the hours of arching over a desk. I would have a hunchback by the end of my school career, I was sure. You're right. I'll go. I'll see you at dinner. I actually think it's not the end of a day, but I did think this is a good place to
Yeah, this
stop.
is a pretty good stopping
It's a
point.
scene change. It's been like maybe 40, 50 minutes. I don't know. I'm not counting. I don't have a timer set or anything.
Definitely not. That's definitely not what that noise was earlier.
Definitely don't have a timer set or anything. So, thanks, guys. We have gone from day 5 to day X. Man, oh man, things are getting extreme up in here.
No, because like I said, stop. They're like it's been more than a week now, but they don't have the exact day number.
No, this is day X. And at the end of the game, we get the CG for day XXX. Wink.
No.
Porn, I'm implying porn.
No. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for this episode. Helen is not going to say any more.